What is up, guys? This is Tcg Sam here, and I'm coming at you guys today with a Lunalight Tri-Brigade deck profile for the new June 2022 format. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, be sure to let me know by leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing. But with that being said, let's just hop straight into the video. So starting off with the Lunalight package, we are playing 3 copies of Kaleido Chick, 2 Yellow Martin, 1 Emerald Bird, 1 Purple Butterfly, 1 Tiger for the core Lunalight monsters. So triple Kaleido Chick is the one, of course, you want to see. It allows you to send any one of your Lunalights from your deck to the graveyard, being Yellow Martin or Purple Butterfly. These are the best ones to send. Yellow Martin is pretty important because it allows you to loop your Lunalight Tiger. So for those of you who don't know, Tiger essentially is a monster reborn from the graveyard, and the goal with these cards is to keep returning it to hand to kind of reset it so you get free monster reborns while getting more bodies on the board. That's how you abuse Tiger even though it's at 1. So these are very standard in the deck. 1 copy of Purple Butterfly. I really like this card because it allows you to kind of unclog those hands where you have a lot of Lunalight monsters in your hand. It also is just a great extender in a sense that you can send for free off of Kaleido Chick after you've sent your Yellow Martin. You're also able to always get it out of hand since you can just discard it to give something 1000 attack and then just banish it from the grave to summon something from hand. So it's always an extender, so I quite like it for that reason. Emerald Bird is actually one that's supposed to be standard, but I really felt like you could cut this card for sure. Yeah, you definitely just cut this card for like an extra Tri-Brigade or something, or play something else. This has never come up for me to actually use this effect in the graveyard. I have like normal summoned it a few times, but like in those hands, it's kind of just like, it's weird because it makes like imperm like really good against you for no reason. But yeah, I would consider cutting Emerald Bird if you really wanted to, but since I don't play Time Thief Redoer, this card comes up a lot more with Time Thief Redoer, but since I don't play it, it doesn't really come up. You can definitely just cut it. 1 Zephyros the Elite. This is also part of I would consider this part of the Lunalight engine. You have access to it with 4 Strix, and you're able to get it into the graveyard very easily to return Tiger to the hand. It's just an extra copy of Yellow Martin. And then for the Lunalight spells or traps, 3 Perfume, 1 Serenade Dance, 3 Foolish Burial Goods. So very standard ratio. Perfume is pretty good to draw because once you're able to get Lunalights in the grave, it's a monster reborn, of course, but it also searches the best card in your deck, being Tiger. Serenade Dance allows you to special summon 1 from your deck, so it lets you play without normal summoning, and because you can save your normal summon for the Tri-Brigades in that case. Foolish Burial Goods, of course, is just to get access to these in the graveyard as soon as possible. For the Tri-Brigade engine, it's a lot smaller than your typical Tri-Brigade deck. 3 Fractal, 1 Kits, 2 Nerval, 1 Keras, and the Revolt. So triple Fractal is the best one, not only because it's a starter on its own, but also because it's a level 4 Beast Warrior, so it lets you make rank 4 plays with the Lunalights. These other Tri-Brigades or whatever, you don't really want to be normal summoning them. I'd rather a lot of the times just normal summon Kaleido Chick than normal summon any of these. You do need the kit just to get that extra monster in the graveyard off of Fractal. I like the second Nerval just because it gives you better follow-up. And of course the Keras is pretty good. You could consider playing 2 Keras. I would consider playing the second Keras over the copy of Emerald Bird, just because if you start with the Lunalights and you can't get access to Tanky because you get hand trapped or something, hard drawing Keras and pitching one of the Lunalights to get your Tri-Brigade engine online isn't too bad either. And of course the 1 Tri-Brigade Revolt's pretty standard. It's a pretty integral part of most of your end boards, but of course it's just very integral to Tri-Brigades because it gives you that interruption and it gives you that follow-up. 1 copy of Foolish Burial. This is good in both the Lunalight engine and the Tri-Brigade engine, so no explanation really needed there. 2 copies of Tenki now. Tenki is at 2, but we do search the copy of Tenki off of our Tiger King. So Tiger King is kind of what bridges the 2 engines together. It allows us to get access to either the other engine that we didn't start with. So if we start with Tri-Brigades, we can get access to the Lunalights and vice versa. Of course, Tenki is also just a really good consistency card. It does sometimes make it a little weird when you draw like hard draw Tenki and have to activate it, because then you don't go into Tiger King and it's harder to get access to the other engine. But still, Tenki is a very powerful card. You definitely want to see it. Now for the non-engine cards, you have I believe 12 or 13 slots for those. So this is what I decided would be the best. 3 copies of Forbidden Droplets, 3 Talents, 3 Crow, 2 Imperm, Called By, and Monster Reborn is the last card, but that's not really a going second card. But yeah, for the going second cards, I feel like these are pretty good. Droplet, Talents, very good in this deck. Droplet's good because you send the Lunalight stuff gets a lot of value in the graveyard, so sending, and the Tri-Brigades like Kit and Nerval, so Droplet's very good for that reason. Talents just helps you keep playing, helps you break boards. DD Crow is incredibly good, not only as like a hand trap, but also because it's a winged beast. It allows you to pivot more easily with your Tri-Brigades once it's in their graveyard, because you're able to essentially now have more fodder to banish from your graveyard. Like I said, it's also very good even as a 6th card against something like the Despia board, because you can just stop their branded in red, and essentially that's their biggest interruption against you, and DD Crow just stops it. The double imperm and double imperm is pretty standard as well. It's good hand trap, and drawing it as your 6th card is also not bad. That's kind of the theme I wanted to go for with these going second cards. It's like, even if I draw it as my 6th card, I'm still able to use them all the time. So Droplet, Talents, Imperm, even Crow. And of course, Call By is just a very good defensive card. And then finally, 1 copy of Monster Reborn. I replaced the 3rd Imperm for this. I just wanted an additional extender. Reborn plus Kaleidochick's very good. Reborn plus like Fractal's very good. It's just honestly a great card that helps you keep extending no matter what. So yeah, I really like that in this deck. But yeah, 40 card main deck, pretty standard. Actually, a lot of flex space for hand traps and going second cards, which is why I also really like this deck. But yeah, for the extra deck, we're going to be starting off with a copy of Almirage. You do need to play this just for the weird cases where you start with something like normal summon Martin plus like Lunalight Perfume, or if you start with like Kit or Nerval and you need to get access to a Keras, this is very important to have still. For the Tri-Brigades, 1 Ferrijit, 1 Bearbrum. Very standard as well. The second Ferrijit never comes up. You definitely only need 1. You are pretty much always going to make it turn 1, but afterwards, after your turn 1, you set up Revolt, and then you just kill them the next turn with like access code, or have access to rank 4s with your Tigers, so I never found myself needing the second one. Of course, Bearbrum's very standard in Tri-Brigade too. 1 double Dragon Lords, very standard in Tri-Brigade as well. 1 copy of Rugal. This is the only Link 3 I'm playing. I'm playing this over Doom Eagle, even though Doom Eagle's effect is better, because I wanted to be able to hard Link summon this, just in case when you have like Bearbrum plus like a Tri-Brigade, or if you have like Bearbrum plus a random Lunalight, like you can't make Doom Eagle to trigger the Bearbrum, so you just make a Rugal. Rugal's effect isn't like the greatest, but if you're surviving, you can do some cool things by like summoning DD Crow back and then returning it to your hand during the end phase. But otherwise, it's just a rank 3 that a level Link 3 that you're able to summon, hard summon, but also climb into access code with. So you definitely need at least 1 Link 3 in this deck. 2 copies of Shurag. Shurag, of course, is good for your Revolt, but also just a very good card for when you have a full graveyard. Just Link summoning it off of a single Tri-Brigade just threatens so much, because you're able to banish 1 card, you're able to link into Ferrijit, this gets you search for another Tri-Brigade, Ferrijit summons that Tri-Brigade, and then you're able to just keep playing from there. But yeah, double Shurag is very good. 1 Appaloosa, 1 Access Code Talker, pretty standard, not much to really say about those. Appaloosa, integral part of your end board, and Access Code Talker helps you close out games. For the rank 4s, we are playing Tiger King and Force Strix. These are pretty important parts of our main combo. Tiger King is also very good going second, because if you're playing into something like Appaloosa, it forces out 2 interruptions, and then you make a Zeus after, because on summon it sets the Tenki, your opponent probably negates that. And then you detach a material to negate all face-up things that aren't Beast Warrior. Your opponent has to negate that. And then even after all that, you can just attack and make a Zeus. And then that trades essentially three things from your opponent. So it's just honestly incredible. So what bridges the 2 engines together, like I mentioned many times. Without like this card, honestly, I don't think this deck would work. You're just able to get free access to that 1 Tenki, and that Tenki just bridges the 2 decks together. Radioactive Force Strix, this is needed for your to search your Zephyros in your combo. It's pretty much strictly a going first card, but you have a lot of room in your extra deck. You actually have a surprising amount of room in your extra deck, I should say. For the other rank 4s, I am playing Bagusa and Tornado Dragon. This is rank 4 I always consider playing if you have access to the rank 4 package, just because it's so good against so many decks right now. There are not too many Link exclusive decks, even against something like that uses like Halka Fibrax a lot. Like, it's still very strong because it stops like their synchro plays. So like the Punk Therion and the Punk like synchro decks just also like kind of loses this card. A lot of decks lose this card right now. The only bad thing about this is it does make you lose harder to something like Dark Ruler no more evenly matched, or Raigeki. So you could consider playing something like Abyss Dweller instead. Tornado Dragon I like because it allows you to play against those back row decks, but it's also very important in this meta is because of a card like Zombie World. It means your Lunalight engine is able to help you play through Zombie World a lot better than if you're just playing pure Tri-Brigade, because pure Tri-Brigade can't deal with that card. But if you're playing the Lunalights, you have access to our friend Tornado Dragon, and Tornado Dragon's able to pop the Zombie World and then make a Zeus right after. It's also very good against back row decks because Baguska isn't going to do anything against them. And of course, speaking of Zeus, very good. So you are playing XYZs, I feel like you always got to play Zeus in that case. And then finally, the 15th card, I played Dark the Dark Charmer. You definitely can play anything you want in this slot. My logic with Dark was I wanted a generic Link monster, which I could link away using just random monsters on the board, as like, because sometimes the Lunalights plus the Tri-Brigades, like, they don't work for something like Bear Brum. You can only make Fairjit, but what happens if you were to use your Fairjit? Something like that. But of course you can just, like I said, you can play anything you want in this slot. You can play like an additional Link 3, you can play additional Rank 4. But yeah, Dark the Dark Charmer, just wanted a generic Link monster. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will be posting a combo tutorial slash test hand video very shortly after this one, so do stay tuned for that if you want to learn how to play this deck and some of the combos that it has access to. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing, because it really helps keep me motivated to keep posting more videos like this. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.